Before you change your relationship status, make sure you've had these 3 conversations, and most people skip all of them. I'm Amy Schoen, the Motivated to Marry coach, and in my years of coaching, I've seen more relationships fall apart because of the conversations that didn't happen than because of anything that did. People assume they're on the same page. They avoid the uncomfortable stuff. Then, in 6 months or a year in, they realize their expectations were not aligned on the major stuff. So here are 3 conversations I recommend you have before things get really serious. Conversation number 1, what are we building conversation? This isn't where is this going? It's bigger than that. It's about life vision. Do you both want marriage? Do you want kids or more kids? Where do you see yourself living in 5 years? And what does your ideal daily life look like? You're not looking for identical answers, you're looking for compatible ones. And if you want to live in a big city and the other wants to settle down in a small town, that's important to know now, not after you've fallen in love. Conversation number 2, the money conversation. I know nobody wants to have this one, but financial incompatibility is one of the top reasons relationships fail. I'm not talking about how much someone makes. I'm talking about your money values. Are you a spender or a saver? Do they have debt? Are they managing that debt? How do you feel about combining finances versus keeping things separate? And what does financial security look like to them as well as yourself? You don't need a spreadsheet on the table, but you do need to understand how someone thinks about money before you build a life together. And conversation number 3, the how do we handle the hard things conversation. Every relationship will face conflict, stress, illness, loss, family drama, something. The question isn't whether hard things will happen. The question is, how will you navigate them together? Does this person shut down when things get tough? Do they get defensive? Do they turn towards you or away from you? You can learn a lot by asking, when something's bothering you, what do you need from your partner? And then share what you need. If you can have this conversation openly and honestly, that tells you more about your future together than any amount of chemistry ever could. Here's the thing. These conversations don't happen in one big sit down. They can happen naturally over time, over dinner, on a walk, in the car. The point is they happen before you're too deep in to see clearly. Actually, I recommend within the first month or so of dating. I've had clients who avoided these conversations because they didn't want to ruin the vibe. And then they ended up in a relationship that looked great on the surface, but had no foundation underneath. Of course it didn't last. Don't let that be you. If you're in a relationship right now and you haven't had one or more of these conversations, consider having them this week. Not because it's easy, because your future self will thank you. And if you're single, I want to be sure you're prepared to have these conversations when the right person shows up. That's exactly what we work on in the coaching. So my link is in the description. See you next week. And remember, the right relationship isn't about finding the right person. It's about building the right foundation with the right person.